Okay, so we're back, and I had a completely different video planned for today. It's something fresh, it's something brand new, it's something you guys have never seen on this channel, but I wasn't satisfied with it just yet. You guys don't deserve me doing something half-ass. In fact, you deserve my full-ass effort. This is what I think of at 6 a.m. But for today, we're talking about the one, the only KSI. And obviously, we all know now he's in camp. He's training for a fight. And pictures are starting to come out about his body transformation. And I asked you guys on Twitter, should I do a breakdown on this? And all of you basically said no. So naturally, because I'm a pariah and because I think I can offer some insight no one's talking about on this, we got to break it down. So what is going on with KSI's body transformation? Does it just mean he's getting into fight shape? Or does it mean something bigger in one sense and smaller in another? Don't be confused, I'll explain. The breakdown, let's go. All right, so like I said, we know that KSI has a fight August 27th coming up against a mystery opponent. We've seen KSI recently on stage, tossing his shirt into the crowd for some fan awaiting a sweat rag to hit them dead in the face, and revealing what looks to be a more in shape and trim KSI. KSI has even addressed he's going from fat Neek to fit Neek, and he brought in Jasper, aka FaZe Jasper, who does work with creators, helping them get into shape, but he also helps creators lose weight through a nutrition plan combined with his physical training. It does seem like there's a little bit more going on than just getting into boxing shape here. KSI is in great shape. He's doing the right things he needs to do, but the shape is different, at least than we've seen him in a long time. In fact, he looks like 2018 KSI, where his shape was a little more trim. So this is the picture I'm talking about. As you see on the right, Jasper looking jacked. Now, if you take a look at KSI, you'll see differences in the shape and the contour of his body. The way I said that sounds really weird, but just stay with me here. Obviously, the lights and shadowing of this picture do accentuate different muscles. So he's looking a lot more cut here, but I do think that's actually work he's put in. But the three places I want to look: shoulder, oblique, and lats. Take a look at KSI's shoulders. These things are boulders. These things are key for boxing, right? Having strong shoulders, holding your hands high, being able to continuously punch without fatiguing them in a short fashion. His shoulders have gotten bigger and a little bit more cut and lean. Those two words, cut and lean, are big indicators for what I'm going to talk about in a second, but let's take a look at the lats as well. You see this kind of triangle shape starting to form. Again, things that you're going to use a lot when you are boxing, especially throwing uppercuts. If done correctly, those lats will be involved, and KSI's lats are starting to get a bit bigger while his waist is starting to trim down. Now, KSI is flexing here, right? Like, this is not how he naturally walks around. It's probably not as cut in the stomach just yet. And while I said those shoulders are looking big, he is hunching over a bit and popping out the traps while he's doing that. And someone else pointed out on Twitter, man's toes are curling in what I can only describe as Nike's new line of salmon-colored Pink Panther 9s. He's flexing his ass off here, but he does look great and he looks lean. For him to look as slim as he does already, I don't compare him to Logan 2. I don't even compare him to Logan 1. I'm comparing him to KSI circa 2018 versus Joe Weller. In that fight, KSI didn't weigh 187 pounds like he did in Logan Paul 1. He didn't weigh 190 plus pounds like he did in Logan Paul 2. He weighed 182 pounds, and that's the lightest we've seen him. Why do I point that out? Because the message to be taken here is, yes, KSI's taking this seriously. Yes, he's training his ass off for this boxing match, but the biggest takeaway is this can only mean one thing. KSI's losing weight, but not just because he's actually boxing. He is actively trying to cut weight because his opponent is smaller, and he's going to have to be around that 182-pound range. KSI is cutting weight to fight Alex. It's the only thing that makes sense. What did Alex say in his call-out video? Don't come down to my weight or I'll humble you. And that's around 175 or so. There's no shot in hell KSI's making 175 pounds. Unless KSI wants to cut off an arm, leg, or shave the braids off and go bald Neek, I don't see that happening. So what's the next best compromise? 10-pound range. 185 pounds to Alex's 175. That can be done. That seems realistic, and that seems like what KSI and Jasper and everybody in that camp are trying to do. Get him to 185 pounds. I'd be willing to bet if he stepped on a scale with those plushy pink Nike pussyfoots that he'd weigh about 192 to 190 pounds right now. So again, it just looks like they're zeroing in on that 185 pounds and doing it slowly, the correct way, eating properly, training obviously with a guy like Jasper. And by the way, I'm making a lot of assumptions right now, but let's just say if you guys aren't subscribed over at the Breakdown Podcast with me and Sensei, you probably need to, because we may just ask Jasper ourselves. But like I said, this is my take. I don't see Alex getting to 185. I don't see KSI getting to 175. And it seems like the closest they're going to get is a 10-pound weight distribution. And yeah, that's going to favor KSI. Alex being too big would take away any advantage that he may have with his footwork or the ability to move around. KSI being far too small, cutting 25 plus pounds would obviously take its toll on his physical body and not allow him to be the fighter we all know he can be. So it looks like they're just going to have to stay 10 to 8 to 7 pounds apart, and I guess that's just gonna be what it is. But I commend KSI for working his ass off. The one thing we said, and I think everybody else out there said, is you don't want to see a complacent KSI, especially if all the talks are true, and even my speculation here that he is cutting weight to fight Alex is true. The one thing you could see is that KSI wouldn't take Alex as serious as he takes a Logan Paul, and because of that get caught in a fight that is harder than he expected it to be, and possibly be upset by a guy that he doesn't think can hold a candle to him. But it doesn't seem like he's doing that. He's getting in crazy shape, and he's doing so while he's continuing his music. He's got videos, sidemen. I commend the guy. All I'm saying to you guys, and I'll leave it here, is that KSI's body transformation, it can only mean one thing. Not that he's just getting in shape for a boxing match, but that he's actively cutting weight for a specific opponent. Again, just my speculation, but I think it's Alex Wasabi. It's the only thing that makes sense. You guys let me know down below, what do you think? Did KSI bring Jasper in just to train him and get him in better shape for a boxing match? Or did he bring him in specifically because of his success in helping creators lose weight and doing so correctly with nutrition plans combined with his physical training? I don't have those answers yet, but we're getting closer to August 27th and we're already in June. A fight announcement's gotta be coming soon, so guess we'll find out.